happy to say it's back. Alex is currently is he in Zimbabwe right now, or
He's
is
actually in Tanzania right now.
still? Yeah.
Yeah.
But fortunately, Arthur Vibert is Vibert. I did it. Didn't
Everyone
I?
does it. It's
I
okay.
did it. Vibert is here from DV Garage, where Alex works. What is DV? You know, we never really talk about this. What is the mission of DV Garage? What do you guys do?
Well, you know, it's really interesting. We're doing all kinds of stuff. We are basically involved in special effects work, learning how to do 3D applications, Photoshop.
So you both teach and you do the work for studios and stuff as well.
Digital video, that kind of stuff.
You kind of do both.
Uh-huh.
That's really neat.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And that's what Alex has been doing here to great effect, is some wonderful teaching. And I know we're going to take it a little step further. We're going step by step through Photoshop tools one at a time. And we're going to do the curve tool.
That's right.
Today.
That's
and
right.
we're going to use it to what? Extract logos?
Yeah, we're extracting a logo. And the reason you might want to do this is because a lot of times someone just will hand you a business card or an ad or something. They want you to use it in a...
I want letterhead.
Right. You want letterhead.
I want an ad.
Yep, yep. Or something. But in any event, it usually is some horrible little thing you get. And it's like, well, what am I going to do with this?
Right.
So what we're actually going to look at today is a way to take it off that original piece of art that you got that's not so great and make it great.
Okay. So is this your business card?
This is a business card from an earlier incarnation.
When you worked for Take It Easy.
Well, yeah, Take It Easy. And I think probably the problem we went out of business is because everyone thought we were taking it a little too easy. But,
not a good name for a business.
No.
Working hard would be a better name. So let's take this. So we're going to get this guy in his easy chair?
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Okay.
And where we're going to do that is we're going to start out by straightening this out. And if you actually click over here in the eyedropper tool, which is, and then you can pull out the little palette here and go to the measure tool. And if you find a piece of type, it's very useful to have a piece of type.
Because you know that's straight.
Because you know it's straight.
Okay.
You're actually going to drag a line underneath this, like this.
And figure out what perpendicular, what this straight line is.
Right.
Okay.
So we now know that it's a straight line. We go up to Image, into Rotate Canvas, Arbitrary. And this dialog box comes up, and what we actually see here is in the angle window right here, there's a number.
Yeah.
And that is the number that represents, it rotates counterclockwise. It's actually going to straighten this thing out.
So it's 0.98 degrees of counterclockwise rotation in this case. Okay.
So we click OK. And
how did you?
voila.
So it knew that because it knew that the line was off by that much.
Right.
So Photoshop did the work for you.
Absolutely.
So now we have a straight logo.
So now we have a straight logo.
And of course, the text is wrong, but that doesn't matter because we want the logo straight. Okay.
Right. Because all we're trying to do is separate the logo out. So the next thing we're going to do is click on the crop tool, and we're going to crop as tightly as we can around this thing. Because all we want to do is get the logo and get rid of any extraneous outside information. Okay. Double click.
And there we go.
And there it is. So I'm going to make this.
Well, that's handy.
bigger.
That double click is another. See, this is great because you learn something every step of the way. I've already learned 2 useful techniques.
Okay, now we're going to click over here in Channels. And what we want to do is we want to try and find the channel that has the most contrast in it. Because we're going to create an alpha channel. So we go through it one by one.
This is not what I would call a contrasty image at this point.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But even so, the blue seems to have the most contrast.
It looks the darkest, so you select that one. Okay.
Right. So we're going to drag it down here, and this is going to actually create a copy of that for us.
Okay. It'll say blue copy.
Blue copy, as if by magic. Yeah. And now what we're going to do is actually, this is when we finally get to bringing up the curves tool. And that's Command or Control M on the keyboard, and up comes the curves tool.
Now, what is it? Curves of what?
Well,
what are we talking about here?
We're talking about grayscale.
Okay.
And you'll see actually that there says input and output there on the screen.
Yeah.
And there are 2 axes. There's this one along the bottom here, and this one along the side. And then right through the middle there's this diagonal line.
Okay.
Right now, this is the input. What that means is that's the image that's currently on the screen.
Okay.
The output is what we're going to turn it into.
Okay.
And this diagonal line actually represents a one-to-one relationship between this
input and output. They're equal.
They're equal.
Okay.
So anything on here is the same as on there. What we're going to do is we're actually going to redraw that so that we're going to say that everything on this is either going to be black or white.
You're going to increase the contrast. Take this grayscale image and basically make it a black and white image.
And the reason we're doing it in curves as opposed to one of the other tools is that this actually gives us a lot more control over getting it exactly the way we want it.
Okay, good.
So we click on this little pencil tool here.
Yeah, because my initial reaction would be, well, I'll just take the paint bucket and fill in, and that's not going to be a very good way to do it.
No, well, you see, part of the trouble is that this is actually kind of mottled.
Speckly,
And we want to try and get rid of that. So we actually we position our pencil tool down here so that the input and the output both represent 0.
Okay.
Click and drag. And you can see we're actually drawing a line along the bottom.
You're replacing the diagonal line with a flat line.
Right. And we're also replacing.
Oh, look at that.
We're replacing that gray with black.
Look how dark it got.
Right. Now we're also going to do the same thing along the top, which is where the white is. We're going to drag back the other way, and you can see that it's cleaning up pretty well.
Do you want it 50-50 or no? It looked like just the top quarter that you wanted.
Yeah, because basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to it's basically just do it by eye. So as you're dragging along the bottom,
so you'll see what looks the best.
Right.
And look, it is. It's now black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can actually continue to draw it if you want to do a little bit more, just to make
Just
sure.
to see what it's going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next thing we're going to do is click on the smooth button. The reason we're doing that is because this is giving us a very hard edge.
I see the jaggy. Yeah.
And if we click on smooth, what it does is it reintroduces just a little bit of gray. You can see how this curve,
Right in the middle there,
a little bit of
yeah.
a curve there, back into it, so it softens it
It's
up a little bit.
aliased it. Okay.
Yeah. And then we click on OK.
Look at that, and you got the logo.
I got the logo. Now, in order to create a alpha channel, we're going to invert it, which is Command or Control I, and you see that that gives us this. You can clean up these little dots. There's a number of different techniques.
I would just use the eraser.
Yeah, just erase it. If it gets more complicated, there's other ways to do it, but for now, we'll
We'll
just do
save
this.
that for another day.
Yes, we will. Anyway, we click back on the RGB channel.
Now we're back because we lost our blue. This is only the contrast is only in this blue copy.
Correct.
We're back to the way it was. Okay.
But now we're going to use this blue copy. We're going to drag it down here, and what this little icon represents is it says Load Channel as Selection. And you can see that we've selected now our logo. Now what this means is we can do whatever we want to this.
Very sophisticated way of selecting instead of trying to draw a line around it.
Yeah, because that'll take forever.
Yeah.
So you can actually use your little tool, your eyedropper tool, to get a gray that works pretty well, closest to the original logo, and then Option Delete, in theory, replaces that with
the mask.
yeah, I don't know why it's not doing that.
Do we have to select the mask or do anything with
No,
that?
no.
There, it's thinking.
It is.
It's thinking. I see it's doing something.
Oh, we're in the wrong place. That's why.
There we go. We're in the wrong layer.
There we go. Okay. So you can see now that we've now filled this with the foreground
with
color.
that gray.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be black and white. You can make it any color you want.
Well, absolutely. In fact, we can do that right now if you like.
You want to make it?
Let's make it blue.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
So we'll just go over here.
So the purpose of the mask wasn't to make it black, but just to give us a concrete mask of where our image was.
Correct.
So that we can then fill it.
Yeah, and what's great about
I
it
love
is
that.
now we can invert the selection, Command or Control Shift I, and delete the background if you want as well.
Put it anywhere we want, including taking it easy at the Call for Help Studios.
That's it.
Very cool.
All right.
Details, and as usual, we're going to do the full tutorial online, right?
That's right.
All the video and everything. You put that all together?
Absolutely.
Man, you guys work hard. We thank you so much at DV Garage. TechTV.com/.